Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening for who are far from Brazil. And we are here today in the program Consciousness in Evolution from Reaprendentia International. In today's webinar, we are going to talk about some life-changing reflections with our team of instructors. And we will also have an invitation for you during this webinar. That is to participate in the course Fundamentals of Consciousness Evolution that will occur in the USA. So stay with us for more details. I'm going to call my guest, Mario Luna. Okay, hello, Mario. And I will introduce you to our teachers that we have here today. That is Marcelo Pires, Patricia Barbosa, Jacqueline Cowan. Welcome, everyone. And, well, people, I was talking to you, and I have some questions. And these questions, for me, they make a lot of sense for us to reflect this day. For example, how are you investing in yourself these days? Are you giving enough attention to things that are a priority? I mean, these things that really matter and are going to make you grow as a person, to thrive. And which achievements should you pursue to feel great and aligned with your mission of life? Have you thought about that lately? Have you discovered which are these things for you, which are really important for you as a consciousness? Because many of us have a very good life, but feel a sense of emptiness and an impression that something else should be done. And many still don't know what it is. Okay? So, what do you think about it? Mario, please feel free to conduct this conversation among our instructors.
Very good, Eliane. Thank you. Some of the topics we addressed today are part of a daily life. This is very important, right? So your personal experience is what matters in one way or another, consciously or unconsciously. And that's why this course, Fundamentals of Consciousness Evolution, is so important to you. And one of the things we may consider in our daily interactions with people and places is how the energies come from these places and people affect us one way or another. Marcelo, let's start by talking about this. I think it's very important to address this topic first because we interact with people and places every day, right? So, and each person and place has a specific kind of energy. It's very important for us to have the read of these energies, to perceive this energy and understand a bit when it's good and it's bad. So my first question goes to you, which is, are you able to feel the energies of places do you go to, Marcelo?
Yeah, Mario, thanks for the question. I think that for educational purpose, okay, there are always two realities that we see in the world, okay? That's the consciousness itself, that's us, and that's the energy. So energy makes up the living beings that we have, that we find across the nature, the universe, okay? And then we use this energy to manifest ourselves. And then as we immerse it and we have contact with these people, okay, and everywhere we may not realize, but we are immersed in an ocean of energy, okay? And that's important to have awareness of it. And then that's an exercise that you need to do. For example, when you go to a place that's crowded, okay, you can sometimes feel exhausted, okay, feeling a little bit sick with headaches and so on. On the other hand, for example, I may go to do some sightseeing, I go to a natural park, and then I feel that wonderful energy there, more quiet and so on. So it's really important for us to understand these different environments, okay, and our interactions, because everybody captures energies and then we deal with it, like animals, the trees, people, okay, everywhere. So we may start doing this exercise and realize what is heavy energy, or that's more light energy, more positive, more negative, that makes us exhausted or makes us fulfilling about what we are doing that day. Okay? And then you start to understand what are the kinds of energies that you have across. Like one, we have basically two kinds of energy. One is the immanent energy. Okay, this immanent energy, that's the energy that you have in nature. And then we as consciousness, we use this to manifest ourselves. And then the moment that we do it, we affect that energy and we start to have what we call the consensual energy. And then as we go on, we have several bodies to manifest ourselves in different dimensions. And then this energy, these connections, the understanding of things like chakras, it's really important for us to qualify ourselves in all these interactions with the different environments that we have. And then during this course that we're going to have, okay, we'll present several techniques for perceiving, understanding, and applying the energies in all these aspects of life.
Very good. One very interesting thing about this is when we feel energized and but possibly, I mean, and when we are energetically drained after talking to some people, it happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yes, and then,
No,
go ahead.
no. This is a question, right? When we feel
Yes,
energized, we say, "Wow, the energy is so good," but sometimes we feel energetically drained after talking to some people.
yeah, and then that's the point. Okay, it's important first be to have an awareness about what are the interactions, because being conscious or not, being lucid or not about your interactions, every time that we have an interaction, okay, we have an exchange that could be in a positive or negative balance. Okay, we may be donating energy or we may receiving. We may like being drained or we may be receiving a donation. Okay, so that's really important. So this perception about the energies, our interactions, okay, it's really important. And then there are several techniques that we may use to improve this awareness and also to start to exercise some self-defenses on it, okay, to avoid to be drained, okay. One of it that we talked, it's what we call the vibrational state, okay, that we mobilize our energies, we do what we call the basic mobilization of energies, and then we take our energetic body to a state that it's a maximum dynamization of that body, and then we start having some state of vibration and blocking all the chakras that we have, and then this helps us to improve our self-defense and improve our quality and the healthy of our bodies, of manifestation itself. Okay, so there are several possibilities to qualify our interactions with other people and also to improve this knowledge and awareness about the, the self-defense itself and or donation to do assistance. Okay, but it's will be topics that you're going to cover more details in practice during the course.
I would add something that is during the classes, we are going to see and study the four bodies that we have. We have with what we call holosoma, that is the set of four bodies. And regarding energy, we have the energy body called energosoma. And it's where the chakras are located and the nadis are located. So they are responsible for absorbing energies and distributing for other bodies. And so it's amazing because when we get to know that we don't, it's not only the physical body that is manifesting in this dimension, we have other bodies and we can feel and use these bodies, all of them. And that's what we are going to be studying in this course. And we are going to see, for example, the out of body phenomena. That is something that it's very common, and we are going to be talking about that today too. And well, it's a great invitation for you to have this new reality into your life, to get benefits from that, to be more healthier, and be able to interact better with environments and people.
Very good, Eliane. And we are talking about, and Marcel said that in the course we'll be presenting also techniques for self-defense, right? Energetic self-defense, right, Marcelo?
Correct. As I said, one of the main ones that the vibrational state that we are going to learn about that.
Very good, excellent. Yeah, people, because why should you do this? Because we should, right, enhance our interactions with people. It has all to do with the way we conduct our own life. Why? Because interassistance is the most important thing that we might have in this life. But talking about this life, Jacqueline Cowan, I would like to address your question, which is a very intriguing question I would ask you, right? Which is, what's the meaning of life?
Yeah, interesting question, Mario, because this is something that a lot of different lines of thoughts or lines of knowledge throughout history, they've been trying to answer this question, right? From philosophy, from religion, and we can say that from a conscientiological perspective, we try to look at these fundamental questions like who we are, where we come from, yeah, what's this, what are we doing here? And we see that there is a reason. All of us, all consciousnesses are born with a specific purpose, right? Which can be related to ourselves, which relate to our ego, karma, we say, or the group, or even beyond that. But there's some kind of task or tasks that that we need to realize. And it's very personal. We see that it's very individual, and it's not something like a script that that we know. This is what we need to do. It's something that it's part of this like self-investigation, self-research that each person needs to do to discover. But there are lots of clues in our life, and and if we pay attention, and we research this and we investigate it, then we can discover what it is each of us came to this life to do. And Conscientiology helps give these kind of techniques and tools to discover that. So this course will be talking more about this.
And it's important to say that in Conscientiology, the neologism is Proexis, which stands for, it's a short word for existential program, right? Which is the program we have in this life. But I would like to ask you another question, Jacqueline. Do you feel that you have a life purpose?
Yes, personally, how can I say? And this is something that it came with me. Like I had this strong idea, and especially coming across, it was something that I was kind of searching for, maybe not so conscious of. But when I came across the ideas of Conscientiology, it became even more clear. And it's kind of like when you come across something, go, this is it. This feels right. This is, this is what I need to do. So, yes, I definitely feel that I have a life purpose. And it gives a sort of, it's just like how it says, it gives meaning to your life. And you get very motivated, and you want to, and you want to fulfill those tasks and put all your effort into realizing it, because of that inner drive, right, that everyone has.
Very nice. And we're going to talk about this. We're going to help students find their own life purpose, or what they want to do, what's the meaning of their lives, right? Because it's very, very, very important. Yeah, just moving forward to it, as we have just talked about the Proexis, right, or extension program, and it's directly connected to karma, right, what we would call holokarma, right? But it has to do not only with our talents, but the way we interact with people. And the first thing that we should bear in mind is the way we interact with our family, which is the most important group of people we are part of, right? So I would like to ask Eliane. Eliane, do you think that you have a special role in your family?
I do, surely. And I realized that since I was a child, because I came to this life with some different aspirations and information. For example, I was worried about waste recycling. And that was long time ago. Nobody was caring much about it in that time, at least in my town. And other ideas, other innate ideas that I was different from my family. And in a way, although they were very loving and caring with me, I thought that I could add some new information to them. I could my way of being sometimes was not so easy to live together with them. It was hard because our nuclear family is the ones who are we came here to reconcile, and then we bring new ideas, new innate ideas, and that can be sometimes tough. But with the time, I think we had a great exchange of strong traits and qualities and love and affection. I was able to reconcile with part of my group karma, my family, and I think I transmitted them new ideas. For example, this I brought them a lot of inspirations from Conscientiology, from the science that we study the consciousness in an integral way, and the way for them to be, for example, more universal, more worried about the world's issues, because my family used it to be more close to the family group and things like that. I think I have this role. I still have.
Yes, it's important when we just know exactly our role and what we're up to with the closest ones, right? Is sometimes it's not good relationship, right? So, but we tend to say, right? I don't have a good relationship with my, I don't know, mother, father, sister, siblings in general. So that's the most important thing when you don't have something and you need to develop a good interaction with them, right? I'd like now ask you teachers, right, from this course in general, let's go through the idea of conscientiology instructors acting as retrocognitive agents. What is this? What does it mean? Would like to talk about.
I can start. Okay, so Mario, you mentioned about the Proexis, okay, the existential program. Okay, so
Yes.
what does it mean? It's when we plan what you are going to do in this life prior to this existence, between the period of two lives, two intraphysical lives. So, uh, the moment that you did some planning and you organize, and we did agreements with your group, okay, about what you need to learn, what you intend to do, okay. So it happens, okay. You did a nice planning, and then you come to this life, and then on the process of what you call the reactivation of the soma, the resoma of the rebirth, okay, we go through a restringement, and then we lose a lot of these memories from the period between the lives and from the previous lives. So in that moment, through our lives, we got in a process of recovering of our lucidity through the time, and at the same moment, we working towards, okay, to find our way or path through what would be our proexis. So what we do as instructors is bringing some concepts that probably will not be new for the person. And
Mhm.
then when you hear something like Proexis or Multidimensional Cycle, Holosoma, you get some kind of trigger going on. And then you say, oh, it makes sense for me. And then this kind of concept helps you to make connections, to make synapses that will help you to remember, okay, to recollect what you plan in advance before this existence. So that's my understanding about the conscientiological instructor as a retrocognitor and retrocognition agent.
Very good.
I would just like to add as well, complementing what Marcelo said, because I think, all of us, especially if we are very connected to these ideas, have likely gone through this kind of course that we did between lives. And in this life, if the person is able to recollect those ideas in some way, have contact and start this process of recovering the ideas. So I think this is part of this idea of recovering ideas and recuperating, we should say, this lucidity. And so then in that way, the person is able to, how could I say, for those people who still have not recovered that information or that lucidity in relation to the ideas, to then trigger that, that recollection, if that makes sense. And it's the work, I think, that each of us does on ourselves as well. We talk about this, how could I say? It's like we're trying to evolve. We're in this process of doing the work, trying to evolve, and this also helps as well.
Well, I think Jacqueline was talking about the intermissive course, So we have this concept that between two physical lives, we have like this, we call these lives like missions, and you're in between missions. So we do have this intermissive course or period that we are out of our bodies, manifesting yourselves like spirits. We call this extra physical consciousness. And we can take a course. If the person is ready enough, reached some level of maturity regarding evolution, regarding helping people, regarding understanding a little bit of who we are, what are we doing here, what is our life purpose. Maybe you can take this course. Imagine like a university, an extra physical university that you're going to take lessons, exchange experiences, recall your past lives, and make a balance, not one life balance, but a multiple life balances. See if these ideas make sense to you. And at this point, I'd like to highlight something, which is the principle of disbelief. So do not believe in anything, not even in what we are talking here, and not even in what you're listening in this live webinar. Have your own personal experiences. So if you think probably you do have a more than one life, try to connect to these ideas and experience some phenomena that we call a retrocognition. And maybe these manifests as these innate ideas, as Eliane was talking about, this sense of purpose. What am I interested in? What is the problem in mankind that caught my attention the most? Environmental issues, healthy issues, political issues, something that caught my attention, and I really want to make it different. I really want to be like a mini cog, a mini piece, just a piece, a drop in the ocean, but a positive drop, that's trying to make things better for me, for my neighbor, for my family, for everybody. So when we start thinking about these greater existential collective purposes, this is one way of recovering maybe some ideas that we developed during this intermissive course or a preparation course for this life mission.
Very good. And that was very good for you to say the principle of disbelief, don't believe in anything, have your own experiences. By saying that, I would like to ask you watchers right now, if you have any question, please write your questions in the comment section on the right-hand side on your screen. We have the comments from
question. We
do
have a question. Yeah.
Please.
We have a question from Mariana Nunes. Hi guys, I would like to know how does this course could improve our lives in a more practical way? So can I start? Can I get started?
Go ahead.
In many ways. One we mentioned here was to be aware of your four bodies, of your set of bodies, and you give the more attention to each one of them. So, and we can, for example, we can take better care of our physical body. We can give more attention to our emotional body, that is called psychosoma, and understand better our feelings, emotions, and how can we manage, because this life we have interactions and all the times we are dealing with feelings, and they are responsible for many problematic issues in society. Our feelings is the way that we see things, and maybe they don't correspond to the reality, and sometimes we have to go deep into this self-research and self-knowledge about our feelings so that we can improve them. And we have also the mental body, and we can that is the mental soma, and how to invest in the mental body that is not only related to intellectuality but other attributes as well, and the energy body that we were talking about in the beginning of life, that is responsible for our health, mental and physical, and emotional health as well. So, and we can access previous memories, we can access ideas that we brought from other lives, strong traits. We can recycle our life, change for the better, and discover our purpose of life. What else, my friends? Can you complement?
Sure. I think a very practical thing is to choose your profession. You know, I remember when I was kind of 15 years old that this idea struck me that I should discover the cure of cancer. Okay, teenagers thinking big, you know. Of course, I haven't discovered the cure of cancer, but it gives us directions on which your profession should be. So, this intermissive course uh, also talks about very practical issues in this human life. And why is that? Because exerting a profession, exercising a profession in your job, you're connected to a lot of people. And to assist people and to recompose, to make amends, you know, if we have this view that this is not your first life, you can also start questioning: is this person that are the people that I coexist? Is this the first time that I'm coexisting with them? Probably not. Do I have to make amends? Do I have a positive or more negative or more neutral uh, past relationships? And we spend a lot of great time, you know, a lot of time during our work, the work period. So the profession is a key thing for this introphysical life. And I think it's very, very practical. So, based on this idea of cancer oncology, I study this thing, you know, and I'm specialized in treating cancer radiotherapy. So, this, I think this is a very good compass to show you the purpose of your life and try to recall these course, intermissive course.
And then may I add another thing? Okay, Eliane talked a little bit about it, but it's not only the energies. That's not only the holosome of the set of bodies that you have, but there is a reason why you have them, because there are multiple dimensions, and there are consciousness that are in the intraphysical that we are dealing direct with them, and also extraphysical consciousness that also interact with us. So the moment that you have a higher awareness about all the interactions and possibilities, okay, and then you start to do your self-research too at the same moment that you work your way through energies mastery, self-mastery, uh, out-of-body projections, parapsychism, okay, on this moment you start to be more aware about the possibilities and what it's in the game, okay? So you become more lucid, okay? You understand better what is that comes from you when you take the decisions, when you have your thoughts, when you have your sentiments, and so on, and what could be an external influence that it give you a bias to a particular direction that may not be the original choice if you had the full awareness about your holosoma and your thoughts, sentiments, and energies.
Good. Jacqueline?
Sorry, I'll be very quick because you guys have covered most of it, but I think it really does give you a specific way of thinking and seeing the world and interacting with the world from a multidimensional perspective. At least that's what it gave me when I did this course, way back in the past when I started. It changes your worldview really in how you see things. Because it incorporates, it's not coming from a materialistic kind of conventional, perspective, which society, encourages us to think about the world in that way. But, it amplifies, expands the way you see things. And of course, there's this emphasis on experiences, on experimentation. And so, we're going back to that slogan, don't believe in anything, have your own experiences. And so you are taking charge of your own evolution. It's your responsibility to evolve. And so I think this course helps with that.
I want to add something as well, that today there is a researcher, and he calls Simon Sinek, and he's a podcaster, best-selling author, and he says about that there is a help others industry. There are lots of people that are really caring and trying to help the others, and they do a great job. We have very good podcasters in the internet, and it's great. We can watch them and we can learn from them. They are based on science. They bring research, updated researches, and it's great. However, Conscientiology, the way we are presenting this for you, it has a lot of tools. It has a lot of things that they mentioned, but we use to explain the world and explain the consciousness in an integral way. And what's the differential we have that other lines of thought, knowledge doesn't have? We have the parasitism, the interessential parasitism, and mental somatic that goes beyond the religion, because we, at least in my experience, we connected parasitism with religion, and it doesn't need to be like that. We can develop that parasitism as a tool for us to have a better life, to have better interactions, to help the others, to assist and be assisted. To assist and it's what we call interassistance. So that's it.
Very good. And just standing out the idea of this course is based on conscientiology, and conscientiology studies the consciousness as a whole, right? As Marcel said, we are going to consider all the manifestations intra and extraphysically. So it's very important. I would like just to get a thread of what we were talking about before, about the intensive course, right? Because intensive course, well, we have Helen Matters. Hello, Guy. Thank you, Helen, for your participation. Very nice. Okay, so we were talking about the intensive course, and intensive course is part of the multi-existential cycle, right? Jacqueline, I'd like to ask you something, which is, what do you think about the idea of past lives?
Yeah, past lives is a very interesting topic, and a number of people have interest, in knowing about them. So past lives, we understand as a consciousness and evolution that, we've had, this is not the first time we've come into this physical existence, and that we've had many past lives, and also that we'll continue to have many, many future lives, making this current life a past life. So, so how could we talk about this concept of existential seriality, or seriexis is a new term that we propose, talking about this continuous series of intraphysical lives. But we also have, as Marcelo pointed out before, we have lives in between, right, we have these extra physical periods as well. So interspersed with each of these past lives, we have these extra physical periods. So it makes it more complex, this whole this past lives. But it's something that contributes. These past lives contribute to who we are today. So we are the sum result of all the past lives that we've had, you know, and it influences like our tastes, our behaviors, our preferences, everything, our hobbies, our talents. So it's a very rich subject to explore. But you can have experiences by trying to recollect those memories, by having retrocognitions, and so each of us can, you know, start to explore our past lives. Yes. Eliana.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if there are techniques for accessing past lives. Teach them in the course.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. So we teach, you know, techniques in to how to produce, you know, to have this past life memory, a retrocognition. And it's something that, you know, each person, you don't need any other person. You don't need to depend on hypnosis, you know, regression therapy to have the experience. It can just be you by yourself, implementing, putting into practice these techniques, and, you know, developing the phenomena. So it's something you can develop.
I would add that there is a class dedicated to self-research, in which we go deep into who we are today. And it's amazing how many tips and tools we have from other lives. From, for example, the tastes we have today, our skills, the friends we have. That we were talking yesterday, Patricia and I and another friend of us, and we were saying, well, people, we feel so well with this and that people. We have a connection. It looks like we are family. Sometimes it doesn't need to talk much. We understand each other and we feel great. And so what else? Where? Is it the first time I'm meeting these people here? Certainly not. Even our pets, we have met before. So everything's very much connected. People, I have another question here.
Good.
From Mark. Is there similarities between this type of course here in the intraphysical dimension with the classes we attended during our intermissive course?
Would like to go for that?
Well, nice question, Mark. Thank you for your question. The idea is, to mimic it as possible. You know, of course, different dimensions, different realities. But the idea is to, when you engage in a conscientiology course here in the intraphysical dimension, the idea is really to create an environment, a multidimensional environment, so you can start remembering the intermissive course. So, for instance, the topics that we're going to address in this course here are very similar. So we're talking about past lives. We're talking about life mission. We studied those things in the intermissive course. We are also going to talk about assistance, different types of assistance. For instance, we're going to have a class that we can expand the idea that a clever way, an intelligent way to evolve as consciousness is to assist each other. So we live in a very, let's say, warrior world. We see a lot of things. Sometimes times are heavy. We have criminality. We have violence. We have not well-intended people. And wow, how is a way to make this world a better place for us to live? So through assistance, assisting each other, it's a clever way to evolve, to get yourself better, and to provide a better environment for everyone. So we're going to address things like clarification tasks. which is a more advanced way of assisting people, because you're talking about knowledge, you're talking about developing skills, abilities, you're talking about autonomy instead of being dependent of some people or some organization. We're talking about a more evolved way to coexist, which is the interdependence. We live in an ecosystem that, of course, we dependent on animals, we dependent on plants, but this is the interassistance. So it's a win-win game through what we call the interassistential path. So there's also another type of assistant, which is the consolation task. That can be, of course, important, but is it a priority for those people that are more aware of this expanded reality that conscientiology tries to bring? And when I say expanded reality, is this: we're including multiple dimensions, bioenergies, different bodies, past lives. This is the scope of knowledge of conscientiology. So to start this consolation task, which is just you're gonna help poor people, which is very important. A lot of volunteering jobs, give food to people on the streets, take care of these people in vulnerable conditions. This is extremely important. But for instance, is this our priority in this life? So we can talk about priorities as well, to better plan your life planning as a whole, not only your career, but a question: how do I want to be like in 10, 20 years as a whole, emotionally? Do you that are listening to us have an emotional development plan? Have you ever thought about your emotional maturity as a goal and the skills that can be brushed up for you to end this life really more mature than when you were born? So these are some of the topics that we address during the course, and they're kind of a mirror relative to the intermissive course. If our friends want to add something else.
I would like to add something that is a very important subject of the intermissive courses, and that we also have a class dedicated to it, that is the Cosmo ethics, that is the more broader ethics, the universal ethics. And so one of the first classes of the intermissive courses are the one about cosmoethics, in which we analyze how is our level of understanding of this cosmic ethic that goes beyond the human ethic, right? And another thing that I would point out, that during the intermissive course, we study about reurbanization of extra-physical degraded environments. And the connection with our course is that the main focus of Conscientiology and of this Fundamentals of Consciousness Evolution course is to work together for the reurbex or the reurbanization of extra-physical degraded environments. It's very much connected. We want to help not only ourselves, not only this, the planet Earth, but also other dimensions. People who weren't able to acquire lucidity and they passed away, they didn't know, and they are still having the same old behaviors. And so we want to try to help them, because even every time we do this, we assist them, we are improving here as well in this dimension. If we can divide it practically, the extra physicality and the intraphysicality, although they are very much connected.
Yeah, and then going in the direction that Eliane was talking, I want just to call attention that when we are in the intermissive course, Marcio, we are in an optimized environment, okay, and extra physicality, okay? So We are at that moment like doing the theory, doing simulations, learning, observations. And when you come here to the intraphysical, we are doing the practice. Okay, so in this moment, this kind of course that we do, okay, consider that we need to recover our lucidity. It helps us to do what we're supposed to do the practice part that comes from the intermissive course. It's not the same because we are with the restriction of the physical body, the materiality that we have around, but okay, the key thing here that we interact with several different consciousness, and that's an opportunity for do the intersistentiality and then put in practice a lot of things and relearning a lot of things that we studied in the intermissive course.
And it's very good to help us to recollect actually what we have in the intermissive course, because lots of things we have forgotten, right? So this is a good thing to remember that, or at least to have resources and tools for you to analyze by yourself exactly what is in your intraconscientiality, right? So it's a very good course for this. Actually, I remember the first time I did an entry course in conscientiology with all the topics of the 7 pillars of conscientiology, right? Which involves all soma, seriality, multidimensionality, self-experimentation, so forth. That helped me a lot to, give me a direction of what I should do, or have a broader knowledge of my interconscientiality, having this multidimensional perspective, which is it's very, very important to know ourselves multidimensionally. And just having this hook to the next question, I'd like to ask Patricia. We are going to talk about out-of-body experiences, Patricia. I think it's a very, very important tool. It's a very common subject in the world today. Lots of people have been researching on this. We have lots of information, but also it's a very important tool for me to know ourselves multidimensionally. Don't you think that?
Yes, I quite agree. So, based on the principle of disbelief, the experimentation, one very nice tool is to apply techniques for you to leave your physical body with lucidity and check it out. Just check, just prove to yourself. It's not important to prove to other people, but just prove to yourself that these new realities, other dimensions, really exist or not, right? So this is a very good tool. And as Mario was saying, we have a lot of institutes. We have the Monroe Institute in the United States that give courses about out-of-body experiences. We have a very important researcher there actually too, which is been rating, and also Charles Start, that's still there in the university, and he was one of the pioneers in this field of parapsychology that really studied a lucid projector for over the years. So we do have a lot of data. But what is the difference between all these scientific initiatives and this new science approach, which is the projectiology, or the science that studies the lucid projection, is that we're putting you in charge. You are the subject and you are the researcher. So you put yourself in charge of the experiment and as a guinea pig. So it's really consciousness centered, not in an egoic way, but in a really cutting edge way of researching things. Because even in modern physics right now, we do admit that the observer interferes with the object, with the subject. So just the fact that we are observing a reality with an instrument or with our bare eyes, you're really sending energies and you're interfering in the subject that you're studying. So an interesting thing is for you to merge them too and see what is this new reality that we call the consensual reality. So out of body experience is essentially this phenomenon, this detaching phenomenon, this coincidence phenomenon that you're going to manifest yourself in a more subtle dimension using a more subtle body, which we call psychosoma, but it's called also astral body or soul. And you're going to perceive these more subtle realities. Eliana was talking about reurbanization, extra physical reurbanization. So here's more basic questions. Do you know who are the people that you live in and inside your house? Oh, sure, my husband, my daughter, a friend. Who else? Aren't you curious to know who are the para inhabitants of your house? Meaning the people that don't have body that may be living in your house right now. So one simple task for you to unveil these multidimensional realities. Okay, I'm curious to know who is living here with me. Who else? And this becomes a broader reality. This becomes your family, expanded family, your introphysical family and your extraphysical family. So here's a suggestion for you. And yes, we're going to address these topics in a class during the course as well.
Very good.
Mario,
I like what you said, Patricia. There is an English one expression which says, we're going to put the students in the driver's seat. What is it? It's when you are giving the students the tools and resources for them to have the control over their own life, over their own evolution, right? Which is very, very important, right? No one else is able to do it better than yourself. Eliane.
yeah, I would suggest us to talk about where the course is going to happen
Sure.
and other details, and then we can show and also talk about the presential laboratory of energetic practices. That's going to be a great opportunity for practicing all these exercises and techniques and to train our para-perception. So I would like first to ask Marcelo to talk a little bit about the course that is going to take place in Roswell, USA.
Yeah, thank you, Eliane. So, yeah, the course, it's an entry course, okay, that contains the basis of Conscientiology and its essential concepts. It will be a complete course with 20 classes, 2.5 hours each, and total of 50 hours of duration. This course will have a hybrid format. So we are going to have in-person classes that will be the first weekend and the last weekend of the course. And then the remaining hours will be online classes, okay? So in the in-person classes, we are going to have the opportunity to do the labs, as Eliane mentioned, that we have bioenergetic practice where the student will be able to experience much of the content that we are presenting here. And then this course, it was really designed with the aim of presenting essential concepts and techniques in everyday life, going in the direction of Mariana's question, aiming at the human development and individual productivity, okay? So as Mario said, we are going to bring the students to the driving seat, so the content is presented and discussed among the students. So the instructor acts as a facilitator through an active learning method, okay? I think that we can say that's right, active learning methodology, Eliane?
Yeah, because we expose theory and we put some activities for the students to put it into practice, and we raise more questions than we answer them. We are always instigating the critical thought, the critical thinking of the students so that they put the disbelief principle into practice. Okay, they become thinkers and don't believe in things that they hear. They have their experiences to see if that has logic, if that is really positive, or it makes sense for them. Okay, and this is very good.
Yeah, great. And then it's important to note here that we call them essential or base concepts, but if you look compared to the materialistic, the physical point of view, these concepts are advanced ideas, okay? they are what called cutting edge relative truths, because we present what it's the best knowledge that we have about that concept at this moment, that in the future we may even review and make it better. Okay, so it's important to have this in mind. So we are going to work to understanding consciousness from a broader perspective, multidimension of several bodies, several lives, and so on. And then this course, as Eliane said, is starting on August 3rd. The first weekend will be a full weekend, starting Sunday, in-person classes in Roswell. And then we are going to have every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, online classes that we have the schedule here on the screen. And then on September 15th, we are going to finish. Okay, it'll be 14th and 15th will be the last weekend, and it'll be also in person in Roswell again. Okay, so the cost of the course, the investment is $150. Okay, it doesn't include accommodation of food for the in-person sessions, does not. And then, well, we are going to have practice, discussions, activities to practice the principle of disbelief here. Okay, and then on the comments, we should have a PayPal link.
Very good. It's yeah, the link is there. And how is to stay in Roswell? Are there facilities, hotels, or Airbnb? What do you recommend?
Yeah, Roswell, it's a very central location, very nice city. Okay, good restaurants nearby. There are several options of to stay in hotels in Roswell. Also in Marietta, Georgia, would be the two places that will be closer to the facility of the course. We are going. The course will happen in the place called Renew You, that it's at the 515 East Crossville Road in Roswell. Okay, so I think that we are going to have a lot of interest discussions together with the group that join us. Okay, so I just reinforced the invitation, and then for whoever wants to learn a little bit more, and then starting the self-research or continue your self-research, okay, I think that will be a great opportunity to do an in-person and like in this case a hybrid
It
course
is.
in
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah, I want to mention that it's a long time that Reaprendentia is wanting to do a course, presential course in the USA. And now with this partnership with Marcelo, Marcelo is from ISIC, that is a conscientiocentric institution dedicated to internationalization of conscientiology. And it was possible to do with Marcelo and Adriana Pires. Adriana is Marcelo's wife. She's going to be our monitor, and she can help you with anything you need to do your reservations. She can give you all the suggestions, and she's very helpful. And well, I'm very happy. And I want to express my gratitude to you instructors that accepted to be teachers of this course, because these guys, they are amazing people. Some of you know them, but they are very experienced teachers. They are teaching conscientiology. They are passionate about this theme and the interassistance. So you're going to be in great hands. Let's put it this way, okay? So don't miss this opportunity. And I have a question here. We have a question from Helen Matos. Does this course approach personal energetic field and how to protect ourselves from being influenced by other people's energies and the energies from difficult environments?
That's a
Great
good question for Marcelo.
We talked a little bit in the beginning of the live. Maybe Marcelo could make a summary of it.
Yeah, I was expecting Mario to say that, but I can take that one. So the key thing that every class we are going to have a practice, okay? So we are going always to have theory, and then we are going to have energy practice that we are going to deal with the energies and so on. And also, we're going to have some labs, and then as we get more used and then learn to understand this energy. That's the first step to energy mastery. That's the first step to understand how we are being influenced. Okay, how we can deal better with that. How can we? I would say that in the first moment we talk about protecting ourselves, but as we get more mature, we understand that in a second moment, protect yourselves, it's more about understanding how I shield myself. But the key is not to shield yourself from other people. The key is when you start to learn what it's the right time to assist the other people with your energies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then that's something that we may have some debates during the courses. Okay, so it's it'll be 20 classes. So during these 20 classes, I think that we are going to do some good progress talking about these different subjects.
And this is one of the highlights of this course, is that the nature of being very practical, right? And put into effect, immediately put it into effect. So ready to use kind of concepts, right? So we are going to give tools, techniques for you to enhance your interaction multidimensionally speaking, right? So this is one of the things that I would highlight about this course.
Yeah, Mario, just to finish, and we are near the end of our live, the course material will be available to you, and it's all developed in a Moodle platform, and you can download the printed materials. Each class has their texts and also a complementary material, and also you can watch the classes later. Okay? If you can't watch it, or you want to watch it again because maybe you didn't understand some point, you want to watch it again, it's available at least 1 month after the finishing of the course. But what we ask for you, the participants, that you please have at least 75% of presence, because then you will get the certificate and you will be certified for going to other more advanced courses, more advanced conscientiology courses. So it's a very good course because it's official. It has the UNICEN seal. It's approved by UNICEN, that is the Union of International Conscientiocentric Institutions. So it's a recognized course, official. Okay. So that's it. And from my side, I just want to thank you very much for all the participants, all the audience that were here with us, and for you teachers. It was great to debate with you, to be able to inform our audience about this course and invite everyone who wants to participate. Okay? Well, I would like you to say goodbye and your first sentence, last sentence for everyone.
Okay, I can start. Okay, I would like to thank everyone that joined our live, and then we are going to be waiting you at Roswell, okay, for this course. Okay, everybody's invited, and then I think that will be a great experience that we can enjoy together and learn together. See you.
Thanks, everyone. It was great to participate in this live and to talk a little bit about the course. And, you know, we just touched on a small amount. The course is so much more than that. But, yeah, and to thank people that are watching. And we look forward to seeing you in the class.
Yeah, thank you guys for your participation. And yes, let's evolve together. So hope to see you all there.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you to the audience today and the audience that might watch this video later. Yeah, the idea that we had today was to give you a teaser of what we're going to talk about, and this is a very good thing to do, is a teaser. So if you want to know more about this and get deeper and actually have all these techniques and ideas that we are going to share in the course, I will love to have you there with us learning. Okay? It's a mutual teaching, actually. All right, that was great.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.